Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we are live right now. Okay. How's everyone doing? Wanted to start a stream today much earlier. Been starting these streams really late on Sundays, and I know a lot of people have requested I start a little earlier, so wanted to start a little earlier today. Oh, hey, Kaminari. Hey, dude. Hey, everyone. Hey, guys. A lot of people showing up here today. Okay, Dakota, do you need to sell something? Because if you don't, I'll sell mine, but I'd rather help you. Uh, invite me if you need help selling something. It's going good, Ferris. How are you, dude? Yeah, it started really early today. Okay, Dakota does need help selling something. Okay. I have a gaming laptop and a gaming PC, but I don't play games on them. I'm playing on console, PlayStation 5, but I hope they add, a crossplay to GTA 6. I just hope it's with Xbox at least. I don't, PC I'm a little scared because of the modders, but Xbox I wouldn't mind it with. Do you think GTA 6 will blow your channel up again? It's possible. It's always possible. I mean, when I start making guides and videos, I think a lot of people will come by again. Because literally, if you look at all GTA channels are down in views. All of them are. Um, so it's just people have been less and less interested in GTA Online, but when GTA 6 comes out, I think that interest will come back. Hey Kane, and Kane, I'm sure you saw those funny videos I sent you, right? How do you avoid griefers when selling in public sessions in GTA Online? Um, well, there is no universal trick to it. I uploaded a video several years ago how to avoid griefers in public sessions. But basically, look at the map, see where most of the players are. And this might sound crazy, but if most of the lobby is actually killing each other in a specific part of the map, it actually might be better to sell in that lobby. The reason is because so many players, when they're in that big war zone, they are so busy killing each other, they're not going to pay attention to any kind of sales going across. The only time where it might be a problem is if you have to drop the sale right in the middle of the war zone. That might be the only problem. Um, but basically, if somebody's about to blow up your stuff, just close your application. That's it, and you'll lose like I think it's 5% or 10% of your product, which is you can just get that back easy. So it's better than losing the whole thing, and you get up to 50% more money just for selling in the public lobby. So I think it's worth it. I'm sorry about that, KCDR. Sorry, man. Will I play Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced when it comes out? You mean Black Flag? Yeah, I'll give it a chance. Yeah, I will. Thank you, Nicholas, for sponsoring my channel for 2 years. My favorite Assassin's Creed, it might be the first one, just because I have nostalgia so much for the first game. But other than that one, it might be Rogue. Assassin's Creed Rogue might be my favorite one. Load times are slow on Mercenaries Playground Destruction. Yeah, they can. Make sure that you also save a lot on Mercenaries, because the game does tend to crash a lot, so just make sure you save your game constantly. Also, if you're ever driving around in Mercenaries and the map starts turning blue, if that happens, it means the game's about to crash, so save your game quickly, if that ever happens. Yeah, I'll do a playthrough of the other Ace Combat games. I'm gonna do a playthrough Ace Combat 8. But yeah. Who is your YouTube inspiration? What you mean? What YouTuber I looked up to the most when I was growing my channel? I would say probably this guy called Wilsey. Wilsey's a friend of mine. If you know, Wilsey's been going on for like years. Like his channel is probably like 15 years old at this point. Like it's very old. But yeah, he did playthroughs a lot of different games, and I used to watch him a lot back in the day. I still do, but yeah, it's Willsy, I would probably say. Oh, happy birthday to your dad, Starlight. Do you think GTA 6 will have car keys for us, like the money laundering mission, kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2 had? They might focus on that on some kind of like money laundering operations, but most cars you're just gonna steal them the old-fashioned way. Aiden Pierce, this guy's just such a big fan of Watch Dogs 1. When is your GTA 4 stream? Well, what are you playing on, Visionary? But I'm gonna do my GTA 4 stream on my birthday. My birthday's next Sunday, so next Sunday we'll do GTA 4. I just don't know what console I'll play it on. I want to play multiplayer, so I want to play with people. Next GTA lore video is gonna be in June. I promise it'll be in June. It's cold out here in Australia. How cold is it in America? Well, we probably have very different definitions of cold. My temperature right now where I am at, it is 69 degrees where I'm at. And let me look up what 69 degrees is in Celsius, because I know you guys do Celsius there. That's about 20 Celsius. No, I'm so close to getting 100% in Yakuza Kiwami. I'm not there yet. But I'm really close. Jason Duval does have the makings of a varsity athlete. What game am I gonna do a playthrough of next? Brothers in Arms, the next one, I saw a little bit of it, Liberty City Police Department. I do also want to give Tropico a try. I don't, do I like Resident Evil? I miss your Dead Rising videos. Yeah, I'm gonna do a playthrough of Dead Rising 2 this summer, and Resident Evil, I never really got that much into it. Yeah, I would say it is, Liskiff. Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but I did hear that DMZ is coming back. Do you think we'll ever get a Soprano level of writing in a GTA game? Nah. The closest we got to that was GTA 4. Yes, I would like to do Dead Rising 2 off the record as well. Yes. What would you say is the worst city to live in the HD universe of GTA? In the HD universe? Maybe like Bohan, but Bohan is part of Liberty City. But us New Yorkers, whenever we talk about like the boroughs, we're almost like talking like about like a different city in a way too. When we say like Brooklyn, Queens, or Manhattan. But yeah, but Bohan might be like the. I mean, Carcer City does exist in the HD universe, but we don't know how violent it is. Like we know in the 3D universe it's the most violent place, but we don't know what the HD universe is like of Carcer City. Like we don't have that much info on it. You look very fancy in your 007 suit. Thank you. Really enjoying your 007 playthrough. Thank you. I just reacted to your guilt tripping video. The way you explained everything was amazing. Which one was that one, Laclan? And specifically, if we're talking about like towns, if we're counting towns, then like Sandy Shores might be even worse than Bohan. What's your thoughts about Modern Warfare 4 dropping old gen support? Do you think it's time? And what's your thoughts on Modern Warfare 4 on Switch 2? Um, you mean old, when you say old gen support, you mean that it's not coming out to like PS4 and Xbox One, it's only coming out on the current consoles? Is that what you mean, Jake? I think it's actually a good thing because because games, a lot of times when games are releasing multiple versions, they're being held back for the previous consoles also. And that's why I didn't want to see GTA 6 at all on like PS4 or Xbox One, because that's going to like hold the game back to its full potential. Because when you think about it, GTA Online and GTA 5 is really held back. It really is. Because GTA 5 on PS5, even the expanded and enhanced edition, all this is, when you really think about it, all this is, it's a PS3 game that's just been upscaled with 60 FPS. That's pretty much what it is. I know the the PlayStation 4 and 5 versions have like, first person mode. I know they have like a few different features, but this is still ultimately a PS3 game at heart. So we're really playing a PS3 game. So I mean, I guess that's what a lot of GTA YouTubers, they don't like saying that, but this is really a PS3 game. This is, that's what this is. So this is just a PS3 game that's been remastered numerous times, and so because of that, GTA 5 is not able to achieve its full potential. I hope with GTA 6, it's just on current gen consoles. I don't want last gen consoles, because we'll be able to have like the most, you know, forward GTA game that we've ever had. Activision said there wasn't gonna be a Call of Duty game in 2026. Well, they always say that, and they end up releasing it anyways. It's just, I don't trust Activision a lot of times when they say stuff like that, but I at least have some more hope in this game, because this game, they've been years to develop. Not like Modern Warfare 3, I thought was rushed. It was terrible. Like Modern Warfare 3 was just a bad game. Like that game should not have come out. GTA 2, I gotta play the old ones. Let's skip. Favorite game of the year so far, Pat? Um, as much as I like James Bond, though, I don't think that James Bond is going to be my game of the year beside GTA 6. Like my game of the year is going to be GTA 6. But if we're like, what do I think is going to be the best game of the year besides GTA 6? Like the best game this year besides GTA 6? I think it's probably going to be Ace Combat 8. I think Ace Combat 8 will be my game of the year. I think that's the game I will like the most. Ace Combat 8. How often do you get scared? Not often. Uh, Yeah, GTA Advance. I won't forget about it. Wait, what did I just... I just took somebody's bike. I was like, what am I driving for a second? I just realized I was driving the wrong thing. Okay. Sometimes I think that NPCs in this game are trying to screw you over. Like, I slowed down and he still slowed down. What is Rockstar's best underrated? Well, Stranger Than Heaven might be Game of the Year also, but they said winter 2026. I don't think that Stranger Than Heaven is going to come out like December time. I don't think so. I think it's going to come out in probably like February or January. That's when it's probably going to come out. What's up, Pat? Have you played Call of Duty 3 and have you enjoyed the Polish campaign? Um, yeah, I did play Call of Duty 3. Thank you, H1SOK. I like Call of Duty 3. It was a fun game. I did really like the Polish campaign too, especially the tank combat. That was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. It showed how like the Polish forces in the West, how they fought in the Italian campaigns. A lot of times they're forgotten. 31, bloody hell, he sounds like a teenager still. Well, I will say this. A lot of people, they never believe me when I tell them that I'm 31. Like, a lot of times people think that I'm in my early 20s, but I guess it's a good thing because when I'm in my 40s, I look like I'm in my 30s, right? So that's that. But speaking of which, I'm gonna be older. Next week is gonna be my birthday, so I'll be 32. Yeah, I'm 31. How old did you think I was, Liberty City? Why is it that communism doesn't work from your perspective, Pat? I'm trying to learn how to debate communists because it goes against human nature. Because human nature is to want is human nature is wanting to get rewarded for something. Like the reason that why do people work hard? Because they want to get rewarded. Like, why do people invent things? Because they want to get money. They want to be rich. That's human nature, and you can make the argument that this might be selfish, but that's human nature at the end of the day. And that this is what communists don't understand is that communists think that people do everything from the kindness of their hearts when that's not how the real world works at all. And so if you look at just all communist countries throughout history, we're not even just talking the Soviet Union, just look at all communist countries, they have the worst technological advancements always. They have the worst medical advancements because there's really no reason to build stuff. There's no reason to invent stuff. And whenever I bring this up, people always say, "What about the Soviet space program? The Soviets got into space first." Well, nobody really cares about that when your people are living such terrible lives. And the Soviets might have gotten into space first than Americans, sure, but what did they do for the regular people? Like, what did the people have? Like, if you look at the average American home in the 1950s, you had like a 3-4 bedroom house. You had kitchen stove. You even had early microwaves, television sets, big living room. You had a backyard. And what did the average Soviet citizen have? The average Soviet citizen had what, a cramped up apartment with barely anything in it. They didn't have even TV still at that point. And something I found out something about the Soviet Union that I didn't even know. So like a couple months ago, I found out that in the Soviet Union, what people would do is they would lock their fridges. They had like a key for their fridge, and I never heard about something like that before. The reason that people had a key for their fridge is because there was communal apartments. So strangers would just all live in the exact same apartment together, and they would share the exact same fridge, and people would constantly steal each other's food. And so people had a key for the fridge just so that people wouldn't steal food. That was literally in the Soviet Union. That's what that was like. I've never heard about somebody locking a fridge, but that's literally what life was like in the Soviet Union. But you will have people that will say, "Oh, communism works. It's a great system," and stuff like that. But like, why would anyone put in the extra effort? Why would they do that? Like, if you look at like let me see here, business. If you look at a country, for example, like India, in India, like the most prized career is oftentimes doctors. Like families push their kids to be doctors because the reason that they do that is because in India, like doctors are seen from a very high social status, but also because it makes a lot of money. That's why a lot of people go in to be doctors. And so if you basically pay doctors the exact same amount as you would be paying like anybody else, like you paying a janitor the exact same amount as a doctor, who would want to be a doctor? Who would do that exactly? Who would do that? Now, communists will say, "Oh, people will do this out of the kindness of their hearts," but will you actually go through like several years of medical school, all of that, put in all that effort, just to basically be paid the exact same as everybody else? Like, so that's what I will say about that. Let's see here. Uh, would you ever play GTA Online with Dark Viper AU? Yeah, I'm open to playing GTA Online with everybody. I he's on what is it, PC, I think. But I did videos with him. I did the GeoGuessr. I did that, and if GTA 6 has crossplay, I'm down to playing with him and playing with all the other content creators also. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Even though it's unlikely, if GTA Online ends with our character fleeing to Vice City or dying due to Mr. Faber and his resources, how would you feel? I'd be kind of pissed because it would feel like I did everything in the game for nothing. Um, I don't think that Mr. Faber is going to be in GTA 6. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Mr. Faber, this is his final game here. Mr. Faber is going to die in the next DLC. That's what's going to happen. The next DLC is going to be, it's going to be purely a story DLC. I don't think it's going to be really a business. It's just going to be story missions, like online story missions. And the final mission is going to be killing Mr. Faber. That's what it's going to be. It's probably going to have some cutscenes in it, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be going after Mr. Faber and stopping Mr. Faber. So I don't think that our characters are going to flee, because I would rage if I had that happen where I lost all the businesses and everything like that. I would rage. I'd be, this is effing stupid. It's like, we worked so hard, we played this game for 13 years building all these businesses, and then we lose it all in one DLC. I'd be like, no, that's dumb. I don't want that. I want, in the new GTA game, I want a new character, a new person that we play as. That's what I want. So I went to McDonald's and not realizing that I didn't pay for the entirety of my order. Someone randomly paid the difference before I could. What? How did that happen? Thank you, Blinded Eagle, for the super chat. Thoughts on feudalism? Feudalism is literally one of the worst systems ever created in human history. And I will say this: feudalism is as much a failure as communism is. It's just as bad as communism. That's what I would say about feudalism. Like, feudalism is such a disgusting, bad system. Like, it is so bad. It is so bad. I would put it on even terms with communism, even. The reason that feudalism sucks so much as a system, like, feudalism is not like a free market capitalist system. It's not. Feudalism is a very tightly controlled system. How feudalism basically worked is, when the Roman Empire collapsed in Europe at that time, Roman legions would protect the roads. They would protect people from the highwaymen. Now, the highwaymen were basically bandits that would be in between towns. And what would happen is, if you were traveling in between a town, the highwaymen would rob you or they would kill you. And because the highwaymen got so out of control when the Roman government collapsed, that what ended up happening, a lot of these rich aristocrats that were in Rome before, they basically created manors. And what a manor basically is, it's like the lord of the manor, the leader, he has like a really big mansion, like a really big house that's his own house. What he does is, he builds these huts that are like all around his manor. And these huts are basically like really terrible, terrible conditions, and they would cram families inside of them. And what they would do is, they would then build a giant wall around this place, and they would call this a manor. And the lord would then bring in all the peasants, like all the poor people, and would tell them, like, you come in here, you work for me, and I will protect you from these highwaymen. And he would have knights that would be on the walls and stuff like that at the gate, so that the highwaymen would not come into town. But the thing is, this system was designed specifically to exploit. It was designed to exploit the peasantry. What basically this system did is that the peasants did not own the land. They didn't own the land that they farmed on. They still had to pay rent to the lord, and 70% of their crops would go towards the lord. So they would be basically working their entire lives and barely not have anything for it. They would only have a little bit enough to eat. That's basically it. It's a giant scam. And what the lords would do is, the lords would get even richer off the peasants, and then they would just give a cut of that to the king. So they would just give a cut of that to the monarchy. And that's the system that existed in Europe for hundreds of years. It was feudalism. It was like a complete disaster. It was a disgusting thing. That's why I've always said the French Revolution is the greatest revolution that's ever happened in European history, because the French Revolution finally got rid of that. It finally got rid of that garbage. Like, when the French revolted, they were like, none of this, no more of this, and they punished all these aristocrats. So that's basically what I'll say is the French Revolution. It finally ended this stupid system. Are there flaws in capitalism from your perspective? Of course there are. Every system has flaws. But out of all of the systems, capitalism is the one that has succeeded the most and worked the best throughout history. Tsarist Russia still used feudalism, even though the 1861 emancipation granted basic personal liberties, but preserved key feudal structures, economic bondage, and social inequalities until 1917. That is true, and that's one of the reasons that the communists got so powerful in Russia, was for that, because Russia was basically still in the Dark Ages at that point with feudalism. Like, a lot of countries at that point had abolished feudalism, they'd gotten rid of it, but Russia was still in the Dark Ages with that stuff, even up until World War I. Hey Pro, I saw your comment in an Ed and Eddie video. It was the ending of the Big Picture Show movie. I had no idea you knew Ball. Well, I remember that comment. I made that comment like 2 years ago, and I said that it was like the best ending because Double D did something that he never does. He was brave when usually he gets really scared. Ed did something smart when he released the hinge in the door, which hit Eddie's brother, and Eddie was honest. So like all of them did something that was completely out of their character for the first time, and it was all admirable traits. It wasn't like dishonest traits at all. And so that was like probably like a really good ending because Ed and Eddie usually every single episode ended in disaster. Like every single episode usually ended something bad. Like it wasn't like ever a good ending in every episode. Like something just always went wrong in every episode. But that was like in the movie, it was like the first time where it was like actually something good happened and it was actually a good ending, and that so many fans just loved it. That it was like the perfect ending. Thank you, Steven, for that super chat. What fixes or changes to businesses in GTA Online or final update do you want to see before GTA 6 comes out? I don't think that we're really going to get any changes, though. I don't think it's going to happen, Jake. Uh, we might have some few quality of life improvements, but, you know, GTA 6 is coming out less than half a year away, so I don't think that anything is going to... I don't think that anything is going to change, really, much. I haven't played Crimson Desert. Is communism and fascism both against human nature? Yes. So I would also apply that exact same comment towards fascism. So how communism is against human nature, I would say fascism is also very much against human nature, because fascism is basically like extreme ultranationalism. It's the belief that your country and your society is superior to others and that you should rule over them. That's basically what fascism is. It's like an authoritarian government of ultranationalism. It's not a capitalist system because no fascist country has been like a free market system. It's a tightly controlled system. It's not as tightly controlled as communism, but it has it's still very much an authoritarian system because literally is I think one of the best comments is that we all bleed red. I think that's one of the best comments is every single human being bleeds red, doesn't matter what your skin color is. And I think that fascism is very much against human nature as well. It's like these idiots that basically believe that like the color of your skin, you know, it makes you superior to somebody else. It's just all nonsense. It's complete stupidity. Okay. Love your live stream. You deserve 10 trillion likes and views. You don't deserve all that heat. Hate. You deserve more love, man. And I'm gonna show your channel more support. I'm giving it more love. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, dude. Yes, the Soviet Union used Adidas jeans, and a lot of Soviet troops they actually cut out the Adidas logo on it because they didn't want to be seen wearing capitalistic jeans. And the same thing for their shoes. The Soviet Spetsnaz used Adidas shoes in Afghanistan. What do you designate China as, communist or capitalist? Well, it's definitely not a capitalist system. I wouldn't put it as a full-on communist system, but it's definitely not capitalist. Because China, in China, nobody owns land. You lease it to the government, I think, for like 99 years. And because nobody ever actually owns their land, I would not classify as that capitalist country. Because in capitalism, you own, you know, your land. You own that. So that is it. So you make money. That's your property. You know, capital. The biggest. If I could describe capitalism in one word, it would probably be property or money. Property or money. And if you can't own, you know, property, I wouldn't. That's not a capitalist country if you can't own property. No, thank God I haven't, Brandon. Yeah, in China, when you buy land, you're just buying the lease to the land. You're buying like a 99-year lease, and that time period hasn't expired yet, so nobody knows what's gonna happen when that expires. But basically, yeah, you don't own your land. What do you think about the revolution that happened in Syria? I will be honest with you. I am not optimistic at all for Syria's future. I think that Syria is going to be a disaster. I think that it's going to be a terrible country to live in, very, very bad. Not that doesn't mean that I liked Assad or I supported Assad. Assad was a piece of crap, and he had to go. He was, you know, evil, corrupt dictator. But the thing is that the people that took power in Syria during that revolution are some really bad people, very, very bad people. not much better than Assad, really, when you think about it, too. Like, literally, the president of Syria, the current guy, is a former Al-Qaeda terrorist. He's a former Al-Qaeda terrorist, the guy who's in charge of Syria right now. How does that happen that a former Al-Qaeda terrorist becomes the leader of a country? Well, that happened in Syria. And is that a lot of people are, like, there's people out there defending him, praising him, like, oh, he's not Al-Qaeda anymore. Well, he was part of, like, one of the most dangerous terrorist organizations in the world. And the thing is that the, the minorities in the government, like the religious minorities, they lost all of their seats, all of their power. They lost everything. Because Assad, while Assad was a brutal dictator, Assad was a strict secularist. So under Assad, there was no state religion. And so because of that, religious minorities had a little bit more say. But under the new system in Syria, there's not really proof that religious minorities are going to be protected. And I remember last March of last year, there was massacres going on in Syria where the government of Syria, like militias, were going around just mass murdering religious minorities. And that happened under the Syrian government's watch. So I don't trust the Syrian government at all. I think it's a terrorist government. And I think that Syria is going to be the next Libya. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's only a matter of time before they go into civil war and they're going to start fighting each other again. Because this exact same crap happened in Libya, where when Gaddafi was overthrown. That was what, 2011 when that happened. And Gaddafi was a brutal dictator of Libya. But the thing about Gaddafi is that even though Gaddafi was a pretty bad person, he kept Libya stable. And what ended up happening is when Gaddafi died, you had all of these factions that just basically went crazy and they started fighting each other. And now the civil war ended, what, 15 years ago in Syria? I mean, Libya. 15 years ago, the civil war ended in Libya. And look at Libya. Libya is still a very much in a civil war. It has two governments. So that's basically what I think of Syria. I think Syria is going to be a complete disaster. I'm Libyan and I approve of this, Pat. Well, thank you, man. Yeah. I did not expect political views when I entered the stream, but I agree. It's not really political views. I didn't express any political statement. It was more talking about how the government in Syria is corrupt and a lot of this other stuff. So I didn't think there was really anything political. I said this one person asked me what I think about Syria, so I just answered it. Oh, the Lego scandal's horrible. Disgusting. I'll watch the state of play. I might live stream it. I'll probably do a poll asking people if they want me to live stream it. I guess we'll see then. I might not have time for that, Michael, because I'm gonna be focusing on San Andreas lore video that I'm making. Communism isn't political. I mean, literally, I said that communism and fascism are both disastrous systems and they're against human nature, which they are. So I don't think that saying that communism and fascism are disastrous systems is really a political statement. I think it's more common sense. The top 3 worst Call of Duty campaigns in the Black Ops series? Well, Black Ops 7 has got to be the worst one. There's Black Ops 4, and then there's Black Ops 3. Yeah, I'll do Saints Row 1 on the 20th anniversary playthrough. You doing hands-on car wash? What do you mean? Yes, I might QC Suppressor, but I'm gonna do a different channel update first before that. Okay, does anybody else here need help selling stuff? Invite me if you do. Yeah, I played a bunch of the Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. I know. Okay, let me help, Monster. I don't think I've helped him before. And then I can help you, Big Country, after. I think that Saints Row started going downhill with Saints Row the Third. I think that's where it started. That's where it started really getting bad, with Saints Row the Third. Fascism is socialism with ultranationalism. In a way, I kind of would agree with that. Um, like I mean, like if you look at like the Nazi economic system, a lot of it is very socialist in nature. How the government just took control of a lot of the economy. There was some free market allowed and some businesses allowed, but the government tightly controlled the economy. And the whole purpose of businesses in like Nazi Germany was to benefit the state and make the state profitable. It wasn't to put money in the hands of the business owners. It was more to help the state profit. That was more the purpose of it. But yeah, like when you really think about it, like not Nazism is basically what happens when you mix socialism with white supremacy. That's basically what it is. Like the only difference is really is when you add the white supremacy onto it. That's pretty much it. So it's like what happens when you blend like far left and far right together. Nazism is still mostly a far right ideology. It's mostly far right, but it's a lot of its economic policies are very socialist in nature. Hey Pro, I'm in your session, and holy, you're very early. Anyways, do you think Makarov would return in Modern Warfare 4? You think he would side with North Korea? Makarov in Modern Warfare 4 is going to be involved in starting the Second Korean War. Like that's like part of his plot. But there's been a really big spoiler leaked about Makarov in Modern Warfare 4. I don't know if I should talk about it here. But there was something that was leaked about him. But thank you, Nikki, for the super chat. Is Kick a toxic version of Twitch? I don't really know anything about Kick. I know there are YouTubers that use it, but I really don't know anything about it. I know that Twitch can be really toxic because there was like a lot of female streamers on Twitch that did like some pretty messed up things and they would constantly get away with it and they wouldn't get punished. Love your streams, bro. Thank you, thank you, man. What do you think Saints Row 1 did better than Saints Row 2? Maybe some of the driving, some of the cars, I guess, felt a little bit better in Saints Row 1 than 2, or maybe that was just me. Well, I'm actually happy about that Makarov isn't playing a big role in Modern Warfare 4 because I hated Makarov so much in Modern Warfare 3. What? Okay. Like Makarov was like what I call him, I call him Walmart Makarov. That's what I call him. Hey Pro, you feeling better from the update video, the one where you said that you're tired of people dogpiling on you? Thank you, dude, and thank you for asking about that, Cayman. Yeah, Yagur. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, Yagur Rama. Thank you, dude. I'm fine. I'm better now. That video is about to get 100,000 views, by the way. That video. I didn't expect that video to grow as much as it did. Do you think Trevor may have violated Floyd? No. I don't think that happened, no. He definitely abused Floyd, but not like that. No. Thank you, Outcast, for the super chat. Did the Quebec and MB forest fires piss you off, Pat? I don't know that much about that QC suppressor. One Piece anime deals with corruption and tyranny, yeah. You know, I watched that when One Piece came out in the 1990s, like when that show first came out. I watched that show in the 90s when I was a kid. I did, but it was but yeah, uh, anime. I cannot believe that thing is still going. That thing has like thousands of episodes at this point now. Do you think Graves will make a return? Oh yeah, yeah. There one part of the trailer had Shadow Company in it, and one thing that I felt stupid about one thing that I felt really dumb. The trailer in the Modern Warfare 4 trailer, that woman operator that's helping Captain Price, that's Valeria from Modern Warfare 2, and I felt so stupid that I didn't recognize her as Valeria. I thought that she was a new character because she looks so much different. Like she has a different hairstyle. So I didn't realize that was Valeria at first. But that is Valeria. So like Valeria is an ally apparently in Modern Warfare 4, and like Captain Price apparently went to her for help because she knows something about Makarov or something like that. But that's like yeah, they made her look a lot different in Modern Warfare 4. I thought that was a new character, but everybody in the comments was telling me, oh, that was Valeria. And then when I looked closely, I was like, wait, that is Valeria. And I was like, what's your question, James? Yeah, but I will say I don't like her hairstyle in Modern Warfare 4. I liked her hairstyle better in Modern Warfare 2. Uh, remember in the old Modern Warfare 4 they had Griggs. Yes, Sergeant Griggs. He appeared in Modern Warfare 2019. Griggs was in Modern Warfare 2019, but in the rebooted version. But I don't think he made an appearance past that. Did he? I hope Ghost doesn't die in Modern Warfare 4 nor Price. Nah, no, no, no. They're not gonna do that, Nikki. They're not gonna do that because Infinity Ward regretted killing off Soap. They regretted that. Like they were not happy about that. So they weren't the ones who wrote the story in Modern Warfare. In Modern Warfare 3, that was Sledgehammer, but they were not happy about that. That how that was done because when Soap died in the original Modern Warfare 3, fans didn't really complain about that because that was well written. The way that it was in Modern Warfare the reboot, it was just stupid. It was dumb. It was so stupid. Like Makarov just comes up behind Soap, shoots him in the head, and then runs out the back door. It was like such a stupidly written scene. It was so bad. So they're not gonna kill off a favorite character. They're not going to. Yeah, I mistook them. I mistook them for Coney at first, but that was Shadow Company. You're right on that, Nikki. Which British actors or actresses have better American accents than American actors? What? Um, well, I don't think that as an actor can really have a better accent than a native speaker because that's just default for them. That's just how they speak. It depends on the type of accent that they're trying to do. Now, like in The Walking Dead, for example, a lot of the British actors in The Walking Dead did some pretty good Southern accents. They did. A lot of them did. In that one, I did hear about the bricks and mini pig situation. Yes. I did feel bad for Chris in a way too, but you also have to remember that Chris was a massive scumbag and a murderer, so I didn't feel that bad for him. We read the I remember we were studying a little bit of that in high school, Ferris, but not more than that. You think Alcatala and Coney would appear in Modern Warfare 4? I don't think that Alcatala is really going to make an appearance. They haven't, but I do think that Coney will make an appearance. Thank you, Nikki. Why don't you go to public lobbies? There's a reason for that. I have four more. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, hang on. Big Country, you just start selling with them. because they're you got three other people. I will keep helping Monster, okay? Because Monster's by himself. Monster, invite me. Yes, WRV, I can help you with your casino heist at the end. I can help you with that too. Who is the worst German leaders? Bismarck, Wilhelm II, or Hitler? Hitler is the worst one. Hitler because just the scale of evil, but also because of just the fact that Hitler had basically led Germany to complete ruin, complete destruction. Like just this the problem with Hitler is that he did not know how to stop. That was it. Like Hitler had taken over what is it? He took over Austria, he took over the Sudetenland, and he took over the rest of Czechoslovakia. And what happened was most of the other, European powers, they weren't doing anything about that. They were just letting him do all of that. But then Hitler didn't know how to stop, and then he's like, "Oh, I want to take Poland next, and now I want to invade the Soviet Union, like, and then I want to take Norway, I want to take Denmark, I want to take the Netherlands." Like he did not know how to stop, and literally just led Germany to complete ruin and destruction in the end too. And he's such a coward at the end too that he couldn't even face trial for what he did. He just killed himself. Just what a coward. Invite me, invite me, monster. I'm not. Oh, who's? Hang on a second. Whose CEO am I in right now? I'm in what? I'm in a different one. Okay, wait. Sorry about that. I was confused. I thought I was. I didn't realize I was in a Thoughts on Romania during World War II? Well, Romania was put in a very difficult situation during World War II. The reason they were put in such a difficult situation is because the Soviet Union invaded Romania in 1940, and the territory that is Moldova, they took that territory over. They were claiming that that was Soviet land, and Romania didn't really resist because they knew they had no chance against the Soviet Union, so they didn't fight, and they gave up that land. Then Hungary forced their way into Romania and basically took like another part of Romania. And then Germany went to Romania, and they told Romania that, oh, if you help us attack the Soviet Union, we'll help you get your money, your land back. And that's when Romania decided to side with the Axis. And then in 1944, what happened was when Romania realized that Germany was going to lose the war, they switched sides. And then what ended up happening is Hitler had the king. I think that he tried to have the king arrested, and the king fled the country. What ended up happening is, even though the Romanians switched sides, the Soviets still invaded them and conquered them and oppressed them. So that was like Romania was put in like a difficult situation. It wasn't like it was more of an authoritarian country, but it wasn't like a full-on Nazi country. It was more they sided with the Axis because they were constantly getting taken over and their land taken, and they thought that with Germany that they would be able to get a lot of their land back, and it backfired on them. It made the situation even worse. Oh, why am I following the GPS route here? Did I get that history right, by the way, Vito? Well, that's what the Empire is. The Empire in Star Wars is Nazi Germany. That's what it's based on. Wait, what just happened? Uh, Disgraced sees the SL-1 nuclear incident. 1/3 pisses you off. What, Bork? I'm sorry, dude. I'm just confused right now. Did Skylar do the right thing? Betrayed Walter? What are you talking about when she went to the police? Is that what you're talking about? Kind of, yeah, because Walter took her daughter. Walter was out of control. I have a feeling that in Modern Warfare 4, the enemies are the good guys. If you get to kill Shadow Company units, why is Ghost angry? Didn't he kill them too? Uh, I don't know. You know, the thing is that Captain Price and Ghost might not actually be fighting in Modern Warfare 4. It might just be like, it might be them faking it, pretending like they're enemies. That's what it might be. My first ever super chat. Hope you're all good, pro. Thank you, Kick-Ass. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Do I think the Sopranos ending was brilliant? Yes, I do. Thank you, Juan. The reason I think it's brilliant is because when the Sopranos ending first happened, a lot of people hated it. Like, I hated it when it first happened. I really didn't like it that we didn't get an explanation. But now that I think about it, it's kind of good because we can all speculate. Everybody can have their own theories on what happened. Like, some people think it was Patsy that killed Tony. Some people think Carlo killed him. Some people think that it was Butch. Some people think Paulie did it. Like, there's never been an actual answer. And so I think because of all the speculation, I think that makes the ending so much better. It's like something we can discuss for a long time. I think that even 50 years from now, 50 years from now, even that show is still going to be like a classic, and people are going to talk about it 50 years from now, like what the ending meant and stuff like that. Do you think that Nazi Germany would still exist today if Hitler chose not to invade Poland? Um, Entirely possible. How it would look today, we have no idea. Um, but the thing is that uh, with what Nazi Germany was doing, because not Nazi Germany was committing like genocides and ethnic cleansings, and Nazi Germany was occupying Czechoslovakia. That was before the Allies had invaded. And the Nazis were already doing ethnic cleansings in Czechoslovakia. They were mass murdering Czechs. They were also rounding up Jewish people. And if a lot of other countries found out about that, it would have only been a matter of time until they declared war on Germany. Whether they would have won, we don't know. At that point there, but if they weren't mass murdering people, then maybe their regime could have survived even until today. But that's the thing about the Nazis, is that they didn't know what compassion was. They didn't know what the only thing they knew was just brutality and fear. That's the only thing that they knew. What is the worst clickbait and conspiracy theory of GTA 6 that you've ever seen? The worst one is the worst one is the moon theory. I think like the moon was like at an angle, and because of that it was gonna be because the moon was like at a specific angle, that it was showing like GTA 6 trailer. That's what I'll say about that. Well, what did I say that's not true, Drit? I've watched a lot of the Forgotten Weapon videos. My sister said your voice sounds nice professional. Thank you. Do you think the Great Depression could happen again or worse? Yes. Um, yes, very, especially with like if gas prices are not fixed, if the situation is not fixed, yes, it very much could be. I'll answer in just a little bit moment. I just want to focus on flying because I'm flying with this guy's full cargo warehouse, and I do not want to mess this up. Can you fly a little higher, monster, please? Thank you, Silver Fox. The huge city invasion is Seoul, the capital of South Korea. That's what's getting attacked. Yeah, and Mussolini was a socialist also early in his life, Andy. That is true. Okay, good flying there. Okay, so this is a way to make the plane fly faster here. I will do the Yakuza games. I'll go through with them all. I'll play them all. Okay, really good flying here. You're making this mission go a lot quicker. Taiwan was still a dictatorship until the late 80s or early 90s. That is true. However, though, the what I will say about this is that the Kuomintang kept their promise, because the Kuomintang, who was the Chinese Nationalist Party, about them is the Chinese nationalists. They had a little bit of a strange ideology. Uh, the reason that their ideology was a bit strange is because the Chinese nationalists, they supported a republican-like system, like republicanism. Nothing to do with the Republican Party in the U.S., by the way. We're just talking specifically about like the system of republicanism, like the idea of you elect people that are supposed to represent you and your views. So the Taiwanese nationalists supported republicanism, but they were authoritarians. And how they viewed it is that the founder of the Kuomintang, I forget the guy's name, but it was the Chiang Kai-shek was his successor. He had said that the first step is that the party takes power, and once the party takes power, they will have a dictatorship. And once the dictatorship stabilizes the country, and they build up industry and they raise people's living standards, then they will go and become a republic. That's basically what the whole ideology of the Kuomintang was. That was never the communist ideology. The communist ideology was always we are a dictatorship forever. The Kuomintang's ideology was we will be a dictatorship at first. We'll build up industries. We'll raise people's living standards. Once that is under control, we will make the country a republic. And that's what the Chinese nationalists, they kept that promise. They did. Yes, Sun Yat-sen. So they kept that promise, and they made Taiwan was a dictatorship, but then when they raised people's living standards, they built up industry. Taiwan was a successful country. They made it into a republic. They kept their word. They kept their promise on that. They didn't keep their rule forever. So that's what I would say the difference between the Chinese nationalists and the Chinese communists. Hold on, I'm gonna call Lester because this is ridiculous now. Hey, Landon. I'll look at the community group a little bit later. Yeah,
No problem. I'll get 'em on
I'll
the
look at that,
back.
Sultan. Okay. What else are we selling here? Monster. The Sopranos dreams were just weird. Like they were, I guess they were designed to be like that. Do I share my birthday with any celebrities? Let me look it up. I'm gonna look up what famous people. I have the same birthday as Liam Neeson. I have the same birthday as Prince. I have the same birthday as a vice president of the United States, but I don't want to say because I don't want to get into political drama. Um, I have the same birthday as what was this here? Michael Cera. I don't know who that is. Bill Hader, a comedian. It says. Tom Jones, a legendary Welsh singer. Uh, when Trevor first met Devin Weston, was he uh, in the right demanding that the scumbag pay him for a job well done despite only delivering 2 cars, not 5? Uh, well, the thing is that it would not have been unreasonable for Trevor to demand 50% of the money, because they completed close to 50% of the job. So you show some money to show that some good faith that we're working together. So no, it wasn't unreasonable. But do you know what was one of the most do you know what I found to be like one of the worst written scene in GTA 5? Like, do you know what scene was the worst written? Like the dialogue was like really bad writing. The worst scene in GTA 5, I think, was the worst scene was when it was that mission when Franklin is like it was like Michael got kidnapped by the Triads, and then and then Trevor met with Franklin, and then they were gonna drive the truck up to Toledo Bay and meet with Molly. And the reason that I say that dialogue was really bad, most of the mission was not bad. Most of it wasn't. It was the very end that was bad. Now, like, that part when Molly did not want to pay Franklin, and she said, and then Franklin's like, he's not going to be in love with you or something like that. Like, that was funny. But the reason that I say that had some pretty bad writing is it's not necessarily what was said, it's more what happened. Because Trevor was in the truck. So when Trevor and Lamar were in the truck, and then Franklin just pulls up, talks to Molly, and then out of nowhere, like, Trevor just gets out of the truck and gives it to Molly's guy, and Molly's guy just drives off with the truck. And that makes no sense to me, because why would Trevor and Lamar just give up the truck without getting paid? Like, that makes no sense. Why would they just like literally they had delivered all the cars, and like Trevor's can you guys imagine that Trevor would have actually given that car to like Molly's guy, like the truck with all of the cars on it, without getting paid? Like, do you think Trevor would have honestly done that? He would have never done that. And so that's what makes no sense to me. It's like they never explained that. Like, they never explained that scene. Like, why did Trevor just hand over the truck like that? Like, he wasn't on screen or anything at that point, but he was still sitting in the truck. So like, why did he just give up the truck like that? It made no sense. Like, he would have demanded payment. So that was I just thought that scene was like really bad, because it never explained why Trevor why Trevor gave that up. Like, I mean, do you guys agree with me that makes no sense that Trevor just gave up the truck to like Molly without like demanding payment? Because I thought that scene was just really bad. Well, the thing about the North Korean invasion in Modern Warfare 4 is that North Korea is bombing Seoul with artillery, and you have to remember that North Korea has one of the largest artillery armies in the world. Like, North Korea has between 10 to 15,000 guns. For a country the size of North Korea to have close to 15,000 artillery guns, that's insane. And North Korea has almost all these guns pointed at Seoul right across the border. Now, Seoul is about 40 miles from the North Korean border. And so if a war started between North and South Korea, North Korea would start firing their entire batteries at South Korea to start bombing them as much as possible, doing as much damage. And they could kill hundreds of thousands of civilians in just like a matter of days alone with just that artillery. So that's what makes North Korea's artillery so deadly.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you? 100% guaranteed.
Okay, I'm gonna deliver this to Simeon. This was the most luxurious car in GTA 4, I remember. Oh, Oh, okay. I guess I'm not delivering. I'll go to the airport then. I didn't even notice that on the mission Pac-Man. Yeah, like, I just felt that was a massive plot hole that this Trevor just gave up the truck. Robert, can you maybe fly the plane, if that's okay with you? Trevor would have demanded money, period. Yeah, he would have, Christine. Could you fly the plane, Robert, and I'll cover you, if that's okay? Okay, no, I guess it's... Okay, I can fly the plane again, but I need I need to connect my charger, because my controller is low on battery, and I am not having this plane die in the middle of flight. That would just be terrible. Absolutely terrible. I am not having that. Give me just 1 second, guys. I just gotta connect my charger here. Okay. Let's do this here. You've collected a lot of crates, Monster. A lot of crates. Okay. Well, Jerry's death was one of the most unexpected ones, yeah. Can I fly as high as I want on this? Okay. If I can fly as high as I want, then I'm doing that. Oh, 10 drops. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa, 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 okay. These people have the same birthday as me on 10th of September. Colin Firth, Ryan Phillip, and Jack Ma. Oh. I I don't think I know them though, Brandon, because I'm not a celebrity person. Hey, Pro, how you doing? I'm super excited. By the way, Monster, whatever you do, don't slow down like that. Because when you slow down like that, my plane slows down a lot and it drops. So don't slow down like that, dude. Just keep going. Like if I slow down, I can stall, and that would be really bad here. I think that... Oh, crap, there's a helicopter here. Fat Dom, I think, was probably Fat Dom was probably the dumbest like New York member, like the mafia in Sopranos, because Fat Dom had purposely gone over after they killed Vito just to antagonize Carlo and Silvio. That was like, the mask looks cool. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Okay, 2 more drops and we're done. Nice work. What you gonna do with your birthday? We will do a GTA 4 stream kind of early, and then after that I'll have a barbecue with my family. Yes, he would have, Christine. Trevor would have definitely demanded payment. Thank you for the super chat. Alternate timeline. What if the UK still owns US and Canada? Well, Canada would probably be one giant country if that was the case. But, I'm happy that we got our own country. That's it. So I'm happy that we won the revolution. Thank you, Aaron. Our 250th birthday, America's 250th birthday is actually coming up soon. These people have the same birthday as me. Colin Firth, Ryan Phillip, and Jack Ma. Okay. And how you doing? I'm super excited for GTA 6. What about you? Yeah, I'm really excited too. Thank you, Racer. Thank you, Racer Demon Valkyrie. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, dude. Hey, Pat, how are you? I'm doing good. I notice you are not in party. Just wondering, are you joining a party after the stream? Oh, I forgot to join North Yankton today. I'm sorry about that before I started the stream. I just started streaming without joining it. I'm my bad on that. I'm sorry. That was on me. Crap. Yeah, I always start a party before I start streaming. I'm sorry. That was my bad. What do you mean, Queen Icy? Enter a truck. Okay, let's get to the trucks then. Okay, here we go. Should be easy, just a single drop. Less than a mile now, too, so yeah, it's gonna be easy. Okay, here we go. Done. Yeah, that was, I guess, the delivery, the little bonus there, but he got still a 50% bonus at the end of the day for delivering the whole thing. Yeah, I guess that is a trick, Chris. You can just fly over all the drops and blow up the helicopters first. That is something you can do. Because those helicopters can actually shoot down your plane pretty quickly. I like to play with you on GTA 4, but the only GTA 4 I have is on PS3. Will you platinum Vice City Definitive Edition on PS5? Yeah, I want to platinum it. I still want to platinum San Andreas. I got 100% completion in San Andreas recently. Definitive Edition. I gotta just do a few more things to platinum there. $1 delivery bonus. Let's go. Hey, you can probably buy a stick of gum for that. Does the next Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 4 take place around 9/11? If they're gonna do another Black Ops game, they gotta go back in the past again. I would like to see them do something after Black Ops 6, and like do like maybe like the early 2000s next. If the drug trade is big in GTA 6, would you like to see big influence from the Scarface style distribution on the islands? Yeah. And I really hope that they focus a lot on boating operations. Like, I hope the water world is, like, really big in that game. Like, all the islands they're doing, it probably will be. What do I prefer, Xbox 360 or PS3? PS3, because I guess I just grew up with the PS3. Thank you, 56 GVE, R set, thank you. I listen to all kinds of genre of music. What do I think of RP grinders? What do you mean, people that level up? I used to do that back in the day. I would just constantly sell like one crate at a time just to level up my rank. I could, Fancy Man. What are some of my hobbies? Mostly video games, reading history, maybe watching documentaries, occasionally working out. Yeah, my life is a bit boring though. Probably also I also like to shoot a lot of my old firearms, but I haven't gone to a range in a long time. It's been more than a year. Yeah, probably been more than a year. I like to swim also. You play GTA 4 on the PS3? Or not? I gotta I'm gonna have to buy a PS3 version again, Brandon. I might be able to get it before my birthday. Can you buy GTA 4 digitally on the PS3 store? Will it let you do that? Does that still work? Does anybody know? Because I might, because I did an Xbox 360 stream last time on GTA 4. I might do PS3 this time. I remember last time I played GTA 4 on PS3, there was this hacker that joined my game, but he wasn't actually toxic. He was actually a pretty nice guy, and it was kind of funny because he was playing as Dimitri in free mode, like in GTA 4 Online. He was playing as Dimitri, and he just kept spawning me like supercars to drive around in. I thought that was kind of funny. But then I remember there was that annoying hack where the hackers would constantly make your game freeze. That was really annoying. Like, they constantly would do that. That was ridiculous. What was the logic behind Operation Paperclip and the U.S. government bypassing Truman's prohibiting Nazi members. I mean, when someone find out what they were doing, the whole thing is bad. Well, it is bad, but I mean, the CIA, they didn't really care. Thank you, Cayman. Uh, and look, is that none of these former like Nazi Party members should have been hired in the U.S. government after the war, but a lot of them got jobs with the U.S. government. You had like Werner Braun, who he was like the head of Nazi Germany's V2 rocket science, V2 rockets program. He got a huge a job at NASA. He was one of the leading founders of NASA. And Werner von Braun used slave labor. He was a Nazi Party member. He was a member of the SS. He used literally a slave labor from Middle Work facility to build V2 rockets, and somewhere around 11,000 of those guys died working on those rockets that he was having built. So that Werner von Braun was a war criminal, and literally is the U.S. government giving him a job at NASA was like a spit in the face of all the victims of that. Thank you, Cayman, for the super chat. Okay, let me help WRV. I haven't helped him in some time. Did the MP40 have a good fire rate for its time? Yeah, but the MP40 was a reliable gun. It was simple. It was cheap to make. The MP40 was probably the best submachine gun of World War II. Probably was. Yeah, I already answered you, Extreme. I said it should. I showed your third episode of Call of Duty Black Ops 1 to my dad about Werner von Braun, and let me what did he say? My dad said von Braun didn't have a choice, both being a Nazi and using slave labor to build V2s. Do you think that he was forced to join the SS? The people that were in the SS were volunteers. Like he was a Nazi Party member, and also about Werner von Braun. Werner von Braun was an early Nazi Party member. He wasn't somebody that just joined the party near the end of the war. He was an early Nazi Party member. He knew about the slave labor that was going on there. He took no responsibility. He was a cold person. I personally don't buy that argument. I think that Werner von Braun was very much guilty of the slave labor. And also, the thing about that is that Werner von Braun's, his weapons were specifically designed to target civilians. So that's one thing that people don't know about the V2 rockets is the V2 rockets were specifically designed to target civilians. Those were not designed to target militaries. They were designed to target civilians. The V2 rocket was ineffective against any militaries because you didn't know where the enemy was. You didn't know where the enemy army was. So the V2 rockets could only be used against cities, against stationary targets, and that's what they were used. The V2 rockets killed over, I think, 15,000 civilians during World War II. So like that blood is on his hands. You know, I don't buy that argument about Braun. I think that Braun was a scumbag. Yes, you can absolutely play GTA 4 on the PS3, but you can only buy it as a physical disc rather than a digital download. The PlayStation Store on the PS3 is no longer active for purchasing games. Well, that sucks. So now I gotta try to find a copy of it before my birthday comes up next week. So I can't download GTA 4 on the PS3 on the PlayStation Store. I have to find a disc copy. That sucks now. Okay. You can purchase some games from the PlayStation Store in the UK, on the PS3 store. Huh. I do want to play through The Last of Us 1 when I get the chance. I might work that in before GTA 6 comes out.
That shook me up.
Okay, Brandon. I would like to see GTA 4 on PS5 and PS4, but it's probably not going to happen. USSR did the Osaka Viking program. Yes, that program is the USSR's version of Operation Paperclip. The difference between the US and the Soviet Union is that the US got the top people in charge of the V2 rocket program, but the Soviet Union got more scientists overall, but they weren't the top people in charge. And like the Soviet Union didn't just recruit they didn't just recruit uh the V2 rocket scientists. They also recruited weapon scientists. Like for example, the or weapons developers. They recruited Hugo Smizer, and Hugo Smizer was the guy who designed most famously the MG42. My dad said if you said no in Nazi Germany, you'll be arrested or worse, killed. He even recommended me reading William L. Shire's The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. The problem with that argument, though, Vanny, is that if you use that argument, if that argument is used, then according to that argument is that literally the only person guilty in Germany would have been Hitler if you're following that argument, because that's literally what all of these like Nazi generals and SS officers they all said at the end of World War II. They said, oh, we were forced to do it, we were just following orders, we didn't have a choice. But it wasn't just that they were forced to do it, they believed in it, they enjoyed it, they liked doing it. They were perfectly fine with it. They were only using that as an excuse when it was them at the gallows. That's pretty much it. So like it was at Nuremberg, they declared it doesn't that's not a valid excuse. And when it comes to Werner von Braun, is I don't believe that he was forced. I believe that he was very much a willing a supporter of the Nazi regime. Okay. Do you think Ace Attorney should have a game based around Athena? Maybe, but I would love Mercenaries to be on the PS4, PS5, but I would like to see the next Ace Attorney game either follow Apollo, so I'd like to see Apollo where he does cases in Khura'in, but I would also like to see uh, I would like to see what is it? I would like to see a new Ace Attorney Prosecutors game, like a new Ace Attorney Investigations game. But for Ace Attorney Investigations like 3, they could make a new one, but you don't have to play as Edgeworth. They could do one where you could play as Blackwill. You could play as Clavier. You could do that too. I could see him being a playable character. They maybe could even do it as Francesca. Like if they made it like an Ace Attorney investigation game where you play as Francesca, I can imagine that would be hilarious. That would just be the dialogue would just be absolutely hilarious in that because Francesca's dialogue is like very psychotic like a lot of times. So I can imagine that would be really funny. I think she would be a perfect character for a game. Have I ever watched Yuri Bezimov's interviews? Yes, I know him. He's that KGB guy who defected to the U.S. in the 80s. Yes, and he talked a lot about how the Soviet Union uses propaganda. They use propaganda in colleges. They brainwash young people into communism. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I could look into it, Vanny. This summer, GTA Gar, with the new update coming out soon this month, or June I should say, this month coming up, the new update. I want to have my money guide. And here's the thing is, guys, I was recording my money guide in January. So my ultimate solo money guide, like I had like one final money guide planned for GTA Online. I was recording it in January. And what happened is I was testing a few things, my money guide, like I was testing different businesses, seeing like different things, like and time limits on them. And while I was doing that, I got harassed by griefers constantly when I was doing that, because I was testing some things in public lobbies. And that's when I recorded that video, like, this is why I don't do PvP, if you guys remember that video. That was, like, all of that gameplay of, like, those people harassing me, that was when I was in the middle of recording, like, a money guide. Like, I was just recording a money guide, testing some things, I was trying to get that video done at that time, and instead, like, those griefers started harassing me, and I got pissed off, and I just made that video complaining about it, how, like, these people have just ruined GTA Online with their toxic behavior. And if you ask me, no price of knowledge from Von Braun or any former Nazis are worth the price. And I agree with you 100%, Zach, is that I don't care how smart or intelligent somebody is. If you're a murderer, you know, you deserve to be killed if you're a murderer. So I don't care, honestly, how smart or intelligent somebody is. Just because you're smart and intelligent doesn't mean that you get away with murder. Just because you're smart. So, like, that's my perspective with Braun. It's the same thing with Shiro Ishii. Shiro Ishii was a Japanese scientist, very intelligent guy, but Shiro Ishii was also very evil. Shiro Ishii did a lot of human experimentation in Unit 731, and the US didn't prosecute him either. He instead turned a lot of his research over to the US at the end of the war. So that was, I don't care how smart somebody is, you commit crimes, you pay the price for it. So I agree with you there, Zach. I'm on board with you on that. Hey, Pro, I saw you in that GTA Racing Cup on Gilly's stream. You did well. You held your own against people with many, many years of experience racing. Oh, you were... I didn't realize Gilly was streaming that. Yeah, I recorded my own perspective of it either, but I didn't, I didn't post it. I'm gonna send it over to, I'm gonna send it over to the Cup people so that they can use my footage. But, I ended up in 21st place. I tried my best in some of the races. Like, in one of the races, I was, like, in first place for, like, half the race. I did try, but then I got spun out, I got crashed, people crashed into me, and then, yeah, it didn't go well, Ender. I tried my best in those races, I did. Hey, Professional, big fan, love your Scarface videos. Thank you, Jesus Vlogs, and you'll be happy to know I'm going to do another playthrough of Scarface this year. Scarface 20th anniversary is coming up. Mafia 4 Las Vegas. I'd like to see it set there. Okay. I really would like to see a PlayStation that can do backwards compatibility on all their games, like even PS1 games. I'd like to see that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't think we're ever going to have backwards compatibility on PS3 games. I have so many PS3 games that I'd love to play on my PS5, but I don't feel like connecting my PS3 and switching constantly just to play a PS3 game. What are your thoughts on the Spanish Armada's invasion of England? Well, about that, Spain got wiped out. It was like a really bad storm that wiped their fleet out. And the British basically, or the English, as I say, they thought that it was a sign from God when that happened. What caused the French and Indian War? It was just two empires, Britain and France, that were just basically pissed off, tensions were building, and eventually it blew up.
You totally
I somewhat like all the endings, but I like ending C the most. Well, yeah, the fat PS3 did have backwards compatibility. Do you remember what date you created your PSN account? It was somewhere in 2009 when I created this account. Yeah, well, George Washington, that is true. George Washington had a massive role in starting it, but I don't think that George Washington was the cause because it was like stuff was gonna blow up eventually. Dahmer Chili Challenge? What is that? What? Yes, I can help you with your casino heist, but first I'm gonna help WRV because I promised him, and then afterwards I'll help you, okay? What do you think of emulators? They're helpful. I use emulators for whenever I'm playing old games, like SOCOM, I use emulators. WRV, how many businesses are you still selling? Yeah, Indiana Jones game was requested I play it too. Okay, one more. I know I missed that one, the latest Dark Pictures game. I still gotta play that one. Why did Spain not gain much colonial territory in Africa? They focused on the Americas, and by the time that by the time that, when they lost the Americas, European powers started colonizing Africa, and Spain just never got the chance to take any colonies in Africa. Oh, I don't think that GTA 6 is gonna be woke. No, I don't believe that, dude. No. Well, the only Ace Attorney games that I haven't played are the originals, and I could do those one day too. France did not have the resources to invade Britain during the Revolutionary War, Zach. The darkest game I played, either Outlast, or Manhunt 2. Oh, come on. Oh my god, I've got a fence stuck inside my bike right now. This is ridiculous. Have you seen the anime Laughing Salesman, where Maguru Fukazawa, laughing salesman himself, is a walking monkey paw disguised as a salesman? No, I've never seen that one. Thank you, never killed anyone. Did I see the homebrew port of GTA 3 for the Sega Dreamcast? I think I saw a video about that before. Thank you, Oplox. I don't know, Kaminari. I might save it until after GTA 6 comes out, because that'll be a very long playthrough, a very long one. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got one drop on the dam. I'm gonna have to hit that in a little bit too. Okay. Yeah, I'll do Watch Dogs 2 also. Yeah, I think there'll still be some people playing GTA 5 online, but yeah, you're right, is that GTA 6 is gonna probably make this game really die when that comes out. What part of Poland was your family from? My family in Poland, my great grandmother was from Belarus. But most of my family, they come from the northeastern part of Poland. They're actually very close to the Russian border, so that's where my family grew up. Like they're very close to Kaliningrad. Okay, here we go. Let's make these drops then. Oh, okay, Zach. Okay, I've just got 2 drops left in this plane. Homefront is a requested game. I don't know what I'm gonna do after Brothers in Arms, but Homefront is a heavily requested game too. What I might do is I might do like a poll asking people what game they want me to play next, and I'll put like a few choices on there. What would you suggest I do to get my girlfriend into the game, and we can still make decent money? She is new, and I'm returning after a very long time. Um, tell her that it's like a co-op game that we can play together, and your girlfriend might be concerned with how toxic people are on GTA Online, because like that's one of the reasons that I've heard people stop playing GTA Online. Like whenever I ask people why they don't play GTA Online, I always get two answers when I ask people why they stop playing GTA Online. The two most common answers I get is one, the game is stale, there's no content, it's boring now, and two, the other answer I get is it's too toxic. And so if that's your girlfriend's concern, you can just tell her that, like, we can just play an invite only session. We don't have to encounter any other players. We can do all heists together. We can do Cayo Perico together. Casino heist. All this stuff. We don't have to worry about toxic players. So we can just play everything together. Co-op. Just tell her that. Because that's one of the reasons I hear people really don't like playing GTA Online, because they're worried about the toxic players. If Days Gone 2 comes out, what would you like the plot to be about? I would like the city to be Reno, because that's what they teased. They teased Reno, Nevada, as being the city in Days Gone 2. They kind of teased it in Days Gone 1. But I would like it to be Reno, Nevada. I think Nevada would be a different one. There's this rumor going around that Days Gone 2 is going to be at the State of Play, but I don't believe that, because it's just rumors. That's all it is. Can you add me? Sure, what's your PSN, Angel? Thank you. And thank you, Bakken, largest super chat today. Hey, Prone, Manhunt 1, do you remember that strange video played at the end of the game with the robot chef? It was revealed that the snuff film Cash was taped over a kid's show, which made it more eerie. Yeah, that's really creepy, it is, Bakken. I do remember that, yes. I was a bit confused at the start what it was, and then people were telling me that it was taped over a kid's show. Level 1442 now. I hope that in GTA 6 we can at least keep our ranks. I'd like to keep my rank for my character. I don't care about my money, but I'd like to keep my rank at least. I probably will, Anthony, yes. Thank you, Bakken. I really appreciate it, dude. Yeah, let's do your heist. When you talk about 50 Cent's sequel in North Korea, it should be 50 Cent getting a Buddha statue made of gold in the Republic of Korea, only to get it stolen by the DPRK North Korean agents, causing 50 Cent's DPRK rage. And when 50 Cent goes to North Korea to get his golden statue back, that's... Which month will I replay Red Dead Redemption 2? We still got 5 months until GTA 6 comes out, so sometime there. I can't give you an exact date, Thomas Walsh, because I got a lot of games I gotta get to, but I do want to play that one before GTA 6 comes out. What about my heist? I thought we would do that. I'm gonna help multiple people with their heist, Arcade. I haven't helped WRV, and I promised him that I would help him, so I'm gonna help a few people with their heists. So I'm just waiting for WRV's invite. What is the longest trip you ever driven by car? Longest trip I ever driven by car was 20 hours. It was from New York to the Midwest. And then I drove once from the Midwest to New York. I think the only way clickbaiters lose their subscribers if they stop talking about GTA 6 fake leaks. Yeah. I still gotta make that video explaining how I would stop clickbait. I gotta make that video. Thank you, Jesus, for the super chat. Thanks, man. Okay, Angel, I can add you after the stream today. I just can't add anyone during it, but I can add you after the stream. WRV, do you know how to do the hacking minigame in this game? Do you know how to do that? What do you mean, Danny? Okay, artwork. Artwork is easy. We can get everything. Give me only 15%. Keep 85% for yourself. It baffles me how a country the size of the U.S. doesn't have a high-speed railway. I agree with you 100% on that, Warwick. There is no reason why the United States should not have a high-speed rail. I very much think it should. About the high-speed rail is California did a project with that, and they spent like $200 billion, and they barely put any track down. It's just corruption. It's what it's like. It's unfortunately you're gonna have stupid, incompetent politicians that are gonna steal a lot of that money. But there's a huge. I know there's a. It's basically corruption. What happened in California with that high-speed rail, but I. It's okay, Krusty.
Kids putting on their uniforms for their first day at school. Only I don't have kids. Just some pretty basic AI experiments that swear at me in Russian and want to destroy the world. You know, we all love in our own ways. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Let's rob this thing.
WRV, make sure that you set your make sure that you set your gameplay or your display to fidelity mode, not performance mode. Because if you have fidelity mode, it can actually glitch out. Yes, there was no tracks.
Okay, you're there. Drive in past the garage entrance and follow the road to the racetrack. The tunnel entrance is under the bridge. Don't forget, you are private security, like a cop who couldn't pass the fitness test or the psych eval. Looks like you're really getting off.
You should have some barbecue. I will next week for my birthday. But look, I would love for there to be a high-speed rail in America. I would. And if there was high-speed rail, I'd much rather take high-speed rail than plane. Even if it takes a couple hours longer, I can relax more on a train, I can walk around, I can have a full meal on the train, sit down, you have a desk, you know, that. So I would much rather take a high-speed rail than take planes. And it's also with airports, you gotta go through security and all that other stuff, find your flight. It's annoying. So if I could get around the country, because I travel a lot of times to visit my family, I'd much rather take high-speed rail than I would like a plane. But unfortunately, with just how incompetent the U.S. government is, I don't think we'll ever have high-speed rail in this country. I don't think we ever will.
Delivery, huh? Sure. Go straight through and leave her on the left. You can take the elevator or stairs down to the vault. I thought you were gonna get shot in the face for a second there. Okay, now get in the elevator and remember, inconspicuous.
Yeah, and like the snacks on planes today are garbage.
Next security check's coming up. You can do this. You keep her cool.
Howdy. You looking for the vault? Right up ahead.
Y'all here for the vault, yeah? Alright, you're gonna need your key cards to get into the man trap there. 2-card system. Swipe at the same time.
Swipe.
Yes! Come on! How much better does it feel when the marks...
I know that Amtrak has recently made their trains better, like they improved the quality on them, and I know there's like sleeper trains.
Keep going!
I would still prefer high-speed rail, but yeah. And also, where I'm at, my town in the Midwest does not have Amtrak connected to it at all. Like, there's like I don't think Amtrak even goes through my state. So like that, it's one of the states in the Midwest where Amtrak has completely missed it. And WRV, please skip the cutscene in here. When you get to here, skip the cutscene with the guards so we don't have to see that. I'm getting everything on the left side of the vault. You get everything on the right side. Did it glitch out? Oh, no. Oh, wait, no, it's here.
Why didn't they say something? Man, they never tell me nothing.
Hey, that art looks expensive to me. Let's give it a new home. Good news, seeing as we
You could bring your own snacks to a plane, sure, but if I'm paying hundreds of dollars on for a flight, I expect to actually get something to eat, though. And also, have you seen, I guess I could bring my own snacks in from the, but you can't bring drinks in you can only buy it at the airport, and drinks at an airport and snacks at an airport are so expensive. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Open. I know there's Amtrak cars that can carry people's vehicles. I know about that, yeah. Oh, an Amtrak train derailed in your state? What happened, Bakken? I wish you didn't have to deal with Lester's dialogue. It's the same dialogue every single time, too. Okay, you got that? I'm drilling boxes then. Oh, don't have required equipment. Okay. Then I guess we leave. Can you believe Joey Peeps got killed 47, just a kid? Yeah, that's a lot of those dialogues, those comments are really funny. I think it's really funny how Phil calls Tony a kid also.
We cleaned him out. Okay, let's see if we can make the way out as smooth as the way in. Get your key cards ready.
WRV, I wouldn't recommend jumping through here because when you jump, it can sometimes trigger the glitch where it messes up the heist.
Alright, now stay calm. Back the way you came through the checkpoint. Nothing to see here. Back the way we came is too risky now that you're carrying the loot. Let's fall back to the rear door.
You can jump here now.
Hey, listen, that fella.
Oh crap, cover me.
Alright.
Make sure the guard doesn't walk up on me, because if he sees me doing this, he's gonna shoot at me.
You're gonna see a pattern of dots on the grid. Memorize it, then enter it identically on the next screen. Screw up the positioning too many times or run out of time, and you might as well text their security team to let them know you're coming.
Oh no. Crap, okay.
We've got some heavy chatter on the police frequencies. Sounds like they're sending noose.
What? Oh no. It's okay. WRV, when I'm hacking that, you have to protect me. Don't let the guard spot me, because if the guard sees me doing that, he's gonna pull the alarm. So when we're in there, you gotta stop that guard when he's walking up on me. Just knock him out. Could Michelle be in GTA 6? It's possible, but she's gonna be a lot older now too. No, actually, you don't really need level 2 key cards because the thing is the amount of time that you spend getting a level 2 key card versus doing this hack, if you're doing this approach, you don't need a key card for this. You don't need a key card for this part. It's only one thing you have to hack, so it's actually a waste of a mission to do it. Hang on, I'm gonna see if this is a different hacking game on here. Let me see if it's a different one. It's a different hacking game, yeah. So the door one is a lot easier than the elevator one. Okay. There we go.
Let's fall back to the rear door.
No, but I know the prototype games.
Okay, I need you to stay calm. They've seen what you did to the vault, and now the whole place is locking down fast. They know you're still in the building. Just keep moving and keep quiet. Time to change your outfits. We need a fresh start if you're gonna make it out of here under the radar. Very sharp. Now relax, channel your inner self-important douchebag, and waltz right through the front door. They're closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace. Security is sweeping the whole building. Stay one step ahead, or this whole thing goes south. As long as you stay calm,
My preferred amount of players to do Cayo Perico with one person. Solo.
right through the perimeter. So you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way.
You make this look easy. Well, thank you. No, I've never played the Final Fantasy games. I know them, though. I've heard of them, but I've never played them, though. Yeah, that is a funny thing. Lester's actor said that real life, this satire has gotten so big, it's gonna be hard to portray GTA 6.
You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride. Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who you are or where you are. They have patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS. Get to the buyer, don't bring the cops, and we're home free.
Let's see, where is this? Okay, about to lose him.
If the buyer hears so much as a siren, this whole thing goes up in smoke. Lose the
Okay, dang, I didn't get a notification until now. It's okay, Random Fist.
Sweet.
I'm still doing a few more heists, so I'm not ending the stream yet.
Private equity from private equity.
No, I'm not into the Forza games personally. I've never been much into the racing stuff.
But you strolled out of there carrying their crown jewels right under their noses. The ultimate humiliation. Oh, I've taken a whole lot of scores, but none of them has been sweeter than this.
What is my real name, Patrick? Okay, here we go. Have I ever been to Japan? No, but I really want to go. If you need help with a heist on the next, I can help you with a heist next. Whoever needs help with a heist next, get your heist ready. I will help you with it. So, whoever invites me to their heist next, I'll help you with it. Just get your heist ready. I'm gonna help immediately after this. Can't answer phones during this. Need for Speed, I would be willing to give it a try. What's my favorite country in the world? Well, it'd be America, my own country. But I don't think that my country is better than anyone's. But it's just that I would not imagine myself living anywhere else. Okay. Guys, hit that like button. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I don't like the reason I don't use the chopper is because I find it boring. I find it much more fun when I drive. No, well, it's my own country. I don't. I'm culturally similar to an American. I'm not culturally similar to people in Poland. So, like, if I lived in Poland, I wouldn't be able to fit in. No, I don't believe that story of Atlantis. It's cool that Jigsaw's voice actor was in one episode of The Sopranos. Yes, he was the military school instructor. I remember that too. Thank you, Aaron, for the super chat. Well, Zach, about that is my dad grew up under communism, and my dad has always said the exact same line, very similar to you. But what my dad always said is my dad said that there should be communism in America for just one day. And the reason he always said that was so that Americans could experience it and see how bad it is, and they would never want that. So just dealing with it just for one day, they could see what it's like. Because all these people that always preach about communism, I'm telling you, they would never want to live in a communist country. I just what I always found really funny is when I see somebody complaining about capitalism and then I see them pulling out their iPhone. I always think that's so funny. Who needs help? Invite me. A good one is Tulsa King, Lucian. And also about Tulsa King, the main character in Tulsa King is actually not dislikable. Like Tony's like a parasite, but Dwight, the main character in Tulsa King, like he's a mob boss, but he's nowhere near as toxic as like Tony. Like Tony's way worse than him. Who needed help with? You needed help with your heist, right? Just invite me. I'm just waiting for the invite. What's that, Niall? The Battle of Algiers, the movie from the '60s. Is that the one? Is that the one about the Barbary Wars? That, or is that something else I'm thinking of? My first game ever. I don't even know what it would be. It might be Mega Man Legends Siphon Filter. Like there's like a bunch of different games that I played as a kid as a PS1. I wouldn't know it would be my first one. I used to live 5 to 10 minutes from the headquarters of MI6. Oh, is the building in the James Bond game, realistic? Like how it looks on the outside? Yeah, Jackie Jr. robbed. Well, I don't think robbing the card game was the stupidest thing. I think the stupidest thing a character did on The Sopranos is when Matt and Sean tried to kill Christopher. I think that was the stupidest thing they did. The stupidest thing any character did on the show. Yeah, I could look into those games definitely, Zach. The Barbary Wars were in the early 19th century. Yeah, but when you say Battle of Algiers, I'm trying to think of what it would be. The '60s movie you said. No one needs help. I thought a few people needed help with their heist, didn't they? How far? When I grew up in Queens, I lived maybe like 10, 15 minutes from JFK, like around there. It's about people rebelling against being ruled by the French in 1962. I know about the revolution that happened in Algeria, but when you said a movie Battle of Algiers, I thought you were talking about the Barbary Wars because there's a movie that came out in like around that time about the Barbary Wars. Can somebody send me like a an invite? I was gonna help other people with their heist, but I'm not getting an invite. I was like 5 years old when I started playing games.
Me alegro mucho oír eso. Pronto tendré suficiente dinero para regresar y cuidarlo.
It wasn't me, it was Sean, just Sean. Yes, Sean all the way. That was a meme there. Didn't Jean needed, or Jean needed help with a heist, right?
Supuesto, sigue siendo mi favorita. Te hablo prontito.
Hola!
¡Hey!
Ugh. Hey, man. What's up?
Oh man, that's just funny. Well, France declared Algeria as part of France, but they didn't grant the Algerians equal rights to the French.
Over here, you really sorry. Hey, man.
It is a little weird, maybe that Vice City doesn't have the AK-47, but I like the Kruger. The Kruger was a great gun. I'm just waiting for that invite. Just waiting for that heist invite. It seemed cool, Zach. No, I'm not saying you were, Warwick. I know what you said. Like, the French claimed that Algeria was part of their country. The Portuguese did the same thing with Angola, where they said Angola was part of Portugal. They said, oh, it's not a colony, it's part of Portugal, but yet the Angolans weren't given equal rights to the Portuguese. So you can't claim that something is part of your country if you're not willing to give the people in that country equal rights. The Kruger is a Mini 14. Yes, it is. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Jafar. Everyone wish R2-D2 or Jafar a happy birthday. It's kind of sad that so many people, like the kids of of parents from like communist countries would then support it here, Vanny. Yeah, we could next time, but Visionary. But this Sunday when I do a GTA 4 stream, I might do it on PS3.
Motherfucker! You fucker!
Okay, I'm just waiting for that invite. Is he?
Excuse me for walking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever, dude.
Not a fan, Dylan. I guess if I'm not getting another heist invite, I might just wrap the stream here soon. Get some early dinner today. Fixing my eating schedule too, not just my sleeping schedule, but my eating schedule too. I'm just waiting. If somebody sends me an invite to a heist, I'll help them. So I'm just waiting for it. If I don't get one in a couple minutes, I might just wrap up the stream here then. When's the last time you played on a PS2? Well, I played PS2 games, recently. Just a couple weeks ago, I was playing SOCOM 3, but I was playing on an emulator. But if you're saying the last time I fired up a PS2, probably more than a decade ago. More than that, probably. I think it was Jean. Was it Jean or John that needed help with their heist? But I'm not getting an invite, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe he got off. I mean, because he was trying to call me earlier, but I couldn't answer because in the middle of a heist. But no heist invites? Okay. Okay, guys. So I might just wrap up the stream here then. I'll stick around and answer a few questions before I go though. So if you guys want to ask me anything before I go, I'll stick around and answer a few questions. What kind of GTA YouTuber can you not stand besides clickbait? The griefing channels, like the channels, like, yeah, the channels that do stuff like that, like are constantly talking trash, and those channels also, I can't stand those channels too. Now, when I look at some of these like channels on GTA where like all they do is they just easy way out, and then they talk trash to people, and then they're like 1-0 and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I cannot believe that people do this for like a living on GTA. Because like some of these channels are monetized, like some of these PvP channels that they're so toxic. Now there are nice PvP channels out there, like I know Pudder is nice, Nitrix I know is nice. But there are some other channels, I don't want to name them because they're I don't want to give them attention, but they're pretty toxic, very toxic, and they're monetized on YouTube. All they do is talk crap, and they do say PvP 1.0, the easy way out, all that crap, and okay, so I guess I want to play Oblivion, I just don't know around when. Okay, guys, I guess then that we're gonna, I guess we're gonna wrap this up here then. I do, Secrecy. I'll answer a few questions before I go. Well, that was the whole purpose of Animal Farm. Animal Farm was a really good written book. I don't like that new movie. That new movie that's based on Animal Farm, it looks really bad. It misses the core message of the book. Yeah, I can definitely, and I know Tom Selleck is in it, and I like Tom Selleck a lot, so I'll definitely be willing to watch it. Uh, okay, Phoenix. Is GTA 4 Online backwards compatible? Well, if you GTA 4 Online, if you play GTA 4 Online on the Xbox, yes, you can play. I was playing it on my Series X, and I can play GTA Online. Even on Xbox One, you can play GTA 4 Online. But it's not GTA 4 isn't backwards compatible on PS3 or PS4, I should say, in 5. Yes, I would. I visited Warsaw before in the past. Okay, guys, so I was going to do another heist, but nobody was inviting me, so I guess I'm going to wrap this stream up here early. I'm going to have some early dinner. I'll try to have the next part of James Bond tonight, so for people asking when the next James Bond part, it'll try to have it up tonight. If I can't have it up tonight, it'll be early tomorrow. But, I guess we'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and, I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone, and, have a wonderful day.